Hey, so this week is not going to be as tech heavy as past weeks, mainly because I went to PDF about 2 weeks ago and got myself a pretty large dose of humble pie in the process. Uh, Realized I had a lot of holes in the stuff that I've been learning, and so now's come the time to go ahead and start patching up those holes, I think. So, first and foremost, uh, 3 weeks ago, went to, or down, I suppose, to Richmond, since Richmond's south here. I was hanging out with Lucas, Conway, DJ, and Sticky. And DJ and Sticky were doing this little move right here, and making me very jealous doing it. Very embarrassed because I couldn't pull it off that weekend. But now it's coming together just fine. And of course, the idea behind this move is it's basically stall out of that split time butterfly flower, like so. Whew. Yeah, so good times with that. And secondly, as I am prone to, I've been playing around a lot more with 1.5s in the past week. And once again, this is DJ's influence on me. But so when I showed him how to do a butterfly 1.5 like this, he was immediately smitten with the idea of reversing whether the loop or the pendulum was stacked on top. What do I mean by that? So very glad you asked. So currently when I'm doing that, it's circle down below, pendulum up top, like so. What he realized is that you could reverse that order. Do the circle up top, pendulum down below, right? So, after a little bit of doing, this pattern emerged. It's that same basic idea. And it's really, really nifty. I like the split time same direction feel you get in the middle of this pattern. And just 5 minutes ago, as I was playing around with it, I realized there's something else funky that happens with it. So this is the same pattern with a normal butterfly as opposed to a reverse butterfly, which I realized bears some similarities to this pattern that I was doing a week ago. And I think the difference is that this one's got timing for being a same time butterfly, and this one's got time for being a split time butterfly. At least that's the best explanation right now I can come up with for why they look so very different. So, yes, good times with that one. And it inspired me to start looking at the possibility of doing vertical 1.5s, like so. Once again in the butterfly pattern. And now trying to figure out how I can alter the bastards to move around and do the horizontal one and make it look really cool. More to come on this later. Finally, amongst tech stuff, being as I've been playing around a lot with these trifoils lately, or as Insignia so dourly put it, the Mercedes, I came to realize that a move that I'd seen a number of times, namely this one, was actually the exact same thing in wall playing. Which was my big dumb moment of the week. Finally, on the topic of filling in gaps in knowledge, I've never actually been able to do a decent antispin flower, which I've decided now I need to remedy. So unfortunately, the way I got the other flower, which of course is, you go around in a circle like this and it carries it the same direction, so it's pretty easy to just briefly stop your hand at each of those 4 compass points and complete the flower, right? Problem is, when you're going anti-spin, at least for me, it doesn't make sense the same way. What winds up happening, for me at least, is since essentially you're marking each of these 4 points as being a turn to the inside, like so. When you do the same thing anti-spin, you're really counting the times the poi move past the center line, which I have an easier time counting when they go out, so I find that I count this in a box shape rather than a diamond shape. Oops. And I mean, I'm sure there's a diamond shape way to do this, but for the time being, this is where I'm at. In order to transform this into the flower that we all know and love, I've been defaulting back to some old tricks, namely going to each of the 4 points and freezing there for a couple repetitions until I'm stable. And then I get to move on to the next position, which is really time consuming and really boring. But it worked for the other one. I still, however, have problems with them breaking into same time rather than split time. So if anybody out there knows any clever exercises for getting this down, please let me know, because I would really appreciate it. See, that's not looking terrible. Anyway, so that's this week in a nutshell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.